Hi everyone, welcome to Loving Life or victoriapaikin.com to weight loss Sundays. Sundays. Today I want to share with you my experience with emotional outburst. Now I'm sitting here in my car there and I'm filming first time on my Mac. So I hope it will be okay and the quality will be okay, but it doesn't have to be pretty for this, particular video. I really want to share with you my experience with emotional outburst, almost meltdown that I had yesterday and how I dealt with this. So yeah, if you haven't seen my video on emotions and emotional eating, so I will link in description box below to this video. Very important to watch this video. You will, even though if you haven't seen this, you will see what I'm going with. I don't have a lot of references to this video, but it's preferably that you will watch this one. And again, this is a very important topic, how I deal with emotions. And this was like, do what you preach. And it was exactly what I had to do yesterday. And it was a very powerful feeling and emotion. And it was like, whoa, overwhelming. So let's get into it right away. So yes, and and two emotions came to my mind. One, the tension that I didn't know at this time why it came on me, and the tension and all of this anxiety type of thing. And the other emotion, obviously, which comes together, it's the hunger. And usually I don't have cravings or big cravings that I say. And here I felt really hunger for those carbs. And actually I really wanted japchae, which is, Korean glass noodles. It doesn't matter, but really, really, really tense. And it was so bad that, I was teary and I was, didn't know what to do with myself. And as a society, we have these two things. Some emotions are okay to have and some emotions are not okay to have. And obviously anxiety, tension, and it's not okay to have them. So a lot of times we bottle those emotions or we deny those emotions or we feel guilty about those emotions and we don't have really tools to deal with them. And one of the best tools that we have, like always, is the food. So I sat with myself for 5 seconds or so, and it takes really not a lot time, but you need to be in this zone to go to this zone. I closed my eyes and I think, okay, let's breathe, and let's ask the emotional. Ask yourself, actually, what is your what are you? What is why you are here? What the emotions? What the emotions brings to me? And I felt this huge feeling of lack and feeling that I don't have enough money and enough abundance and enough, just I don't have enough things to deal with the life, enough resources and enough everything. And when it hits me, usually if you ask those questions, and the other question that I ask myself, or the emotion, because I'm very visual, so I can I can see the emotion, in my mind separately out of myself, and I ask the emotion, when it started. I got flooded with those memories of childhood, and a lot of time it what happens. And if you go to good energy healer or a psychologist or whatever you believe in, they can facilitate those flashbacks to But sometimes you can do it by yourself, and I do it a lot by myself. Mostly I do it by myself. Sometimes Regina helps me, but yeah, mostly I do it by myself, and I ask myself when it's happened, and I got flooded with those memories of, I want ice cream. You can't have ice cream because you'll never finish the ice cream, but you have to remember that I was born in USSR, and ice cream wasn't available. So if you're not getting the ice cream now, you probably won't get it for who knows how long. So it was a little bit more deeper than just, you don't get the ice cream feeling. It's feeling that, unknowingly, that I don't know where I'm going to get this. And those emotions was flooding me of lack, of uncertainty. And it was so, so, so bad. So yeah, so my mind reaction went to one thing and one thing only. So now you're on diet, and now you are lack of carbs. So those huge desire for those carbs that I'm lacking, that I'm uncertain when I'm going to get the next time, if I'm going to get those. And it's such an easy fix. So basically, it was so connected in my mind. So the first, even I realized that I really crave carbs, and it was instantaneously, even before I understood that it was anxiety and feeling of lack. So, and because I don't have really good tools to deal with those emotions, I went right away to, okay, I need to eat those, carbs. And in my mind, I wanted to eat like huge bowl of japchae with, I don't know, something carby on top of it. I hope it makes sense how the emotions works. And I know that those processes happen to a lot of people. It's not just me. So yeah. So instead of going to the fix, to immediate fix, and sometimes if we, because we deny those emotions, so, and we say that those emotions not okay to have. Oh, yeah. So you have two options to deal with it. One, we dealt with this with the food, and it's obviously helped you for a long time. So be kind to yourself. Sometimes the emotion is so strong and so overwhelming that you have no choice and go to numb it with the food. It's not the perfect, but it helps, and it helps a lot. So never feel guilty about those relapses. Because a lot of time, like, we eat and then we feel guilt, and the guilt is the lowest vibration that you can have, guilt and fear that you can have in your system. So yeah, so sometimes you have to understand that sometimes if the emotion is so overwhelming and so deep, like that you can't move, sometimes this is okay to deal with this with the food. And I can't stress it enough that at some point, if it's too strong or too overwhelming, really, you can't feel guilty. You have to do what you have to do in order to go through it. But sometimes when it's so strong, but you can still think and you can still feel those emotions, I will give you one very important tool. Now, this tool works for me, and it works for Regina, but it's not always works for everyone. And again, it's not always works if I feel too overwhelmed as well. And sometimes I need to not to do it, and it will be kinder to myself than to do this thing. So as I told, talk to your fear and allow. You really want to be always in a state of mind of allowing. And this is the most important thing that I can say to you. Allow those emotions. In the minute you will allow those emotions, it can get overwhelmed. But because you allow and you're not resist to those emotions, they're going through you. Because I tend to overthink that, I tend to talk to this emotion, and I tend to go to my memories, and I let the memories flood me, and my the feeling of desire, and the feeling of lack that I can't get it, and a feeling of inability to be in control, to losing control, which is big for most of us. It's very not pleasant emotion to have. So yesterday I allowed all of those emotions, and thanks God we're with Regina on the same page, and I didn't went right away to counting my blessings. And I want to say that sometimes counting your blessings does not work. It brings a lot of guilt to it. So sometimes if you go to right away without allowing those emotions to count your blessings, what happens, it's you will feel horribly, horribly, horribly guilty about it. Because think, you feel those emotions, you feel like strong feeling of lack, like I did, strong feeling of, I don't have this, and I don't, I don't. And on top of it, you put, layer of, oh, what you're saying, it's the mental talk. What you're saying, you have so much, you have this and you have that and you have. So now you have these emotions and you have guilt on top of this emotion. So basically, you feel the emotion and you feel guilty with this emotion, which is contra indicator. Okay, you both feel bad and you feel guilty that you're feeling bad. So it's really, really not working. And in those moments, what I learned about myself, that I really, really, really hate to. I really, really hate if I remind to myself all my blessings, because I really starting to feel really, 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 like really anxious and really guilty, and it's not allowing the work through emotion. So yeah, so you need to go towards the emotions and not against it. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. It was quite overwhelming yesterday to myself. And thank you to Regina. She took Aria and they went to read books in this separate room. And they just gave me, the space that I needed in this moment to be alone and to work through those emotions. Which it was almost physical, that I couldn't breathe. It was so intense. And I went to the emotion and I said, allow. And I went to those, mind of allowing those emotions to myself, and it's okay to have those, and it's okay. And I went to, I remember all of those, luck when I was a child, and I went, visualization. Again, I am a very strong visual person, so I can visualize, and I went to this moment of with me and my it's me and my inner child. And it's called inner child work. And I sat with my child and I allowed them. I bought in my mind. I bought myself ice cream, and I was sitting with the ice cream. I hugged it and I let myself as a child feel safe. And actually, it really works. And I said to myself, on the other hand, I said to myself, okay, so I'm going to make kebab with chapche and huge bowl of chapche, and I will sit with this bowl and I will feel myself eating this. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it alone or with Regina and Ariel, but I will make those mukbangs. I'm not sure that I'm actually going to make this mukbang, but I allow to myself, okay, so I'm going to do it, I'm going to film it, I'm going to have fun with it. So I went from total feeling of powerlessness to feeling of, empowered, that, yeah, I can do it, I can share with you my love to chapche or love to, those noodles, and I will eat it with my family, or I will eat it to myself if they won't want to do it. And I went, and it was much faster than I imagined. It didn't took me 4 days, because every time I battled those emotions and I denied, and I went to this, counting my blessings too soon right away, I felt really, 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 really dispowered. And it took me a day to go through this. And usually in those days, I stopped my diet, because this is the only way that I could deal with this, with the food. So instead of, be proud of myself that I can carry on and I can eat whatever I, choose to eat, my low carb and etc., I went to the binge. Actually, it started binge. It's not, I didn't have those horrible binges, but again, it's still binge, more than I would eat usually, and the different food that I would eat usually. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you. And this is very important message that I want to get through. Allow your emotions to happen. Allow it, and be in state of allowing. And the state of allowing of your emotions, of your, in the end, what it will bring you to acceptance of yourself, and acceptance of your surroundings, and acceptance of your place that you are in right now, exactly the way you are, exactly, and after all of this, hustle and bustle and emotional stress that I went through yesterday, in the end, the feeling that I got out of it, and I came out of this experience, was very positive of, okay, I'm here, that's what I am now, that's where I am now, I'm allowing of my circumstances, feeling actually grateful for my YouTube channel, for my subscribers, grateful for my family. So the counting of blessings came in the end after I allow my emotions. And I can't stress it enough how important it is to allow emotions to go through you and to deal with this. So that's how I deal with my emotions. And another sentence that I want to insert here, it's one of the ladies who wrote me that if you have emotional scars and emotional bruises, it's very hard to get over it. It's absolutely true. But if you can facilitate those emotional healing processes, not a lot of people can do it by themselves. They need help, but a lot of times you can go through those emotions. You can heal those traumas, and I mean very deep traumas. So as long as you find your way through them, and you find your way to allow those emotions and not to deny those, and then the person become whole, because we have this, depletion of, on one day you have good emotions, on the other you have bad, something that you need to deny. And when you allow those emotions, what the feeling in the end that you're going out of those, it's to be whole and more whole and not broken. And that's how I facilitate my healing for now with the weight loss, because this is the way that I want to be. And about the emotion of staying in your body, and about, I want the next video or so, I will talk about fat, and how actually fat is a good thing and how it can protect us. So yeah, thank you very much for being with me. Initially, I wanted to add this video to my emotional video, but the emotional video is about more than 10 minutes, so I will make this video separate. And as usual, don't forget to subscribe, write me a comment, really write me a comment how you deal with your emotions, except of food. Or do you feel guilty after you eat the food? Or how you deal with emotion and emotional stresses. This is very important because I really want to know the new tools, and let's share our tools. Maybe you have better tool than me and faster tool than me. So yeah. Don't forget to subscribe, write me a comment again. And cheers, Victoria. Love you all. See you next time. Bye.